Welcome back to Felbriganda. And as you can see, my house has grown a little. I filled in the back walls and I've put in all the windows around the sides and even started putting some cross beams in. Now these aren't actually made with the more usual wood that we've been using, which is cragswood. They are using wildwood. I headed off this way and I found some very heavily trunked trees made with wildwood, and let me put some down here. Once I got wildwood in my inventory, I was able to make this block, which kind of makes like a wooden fence effect. Let's see if I can turn it. Oh, I've just made another one. Let's turn that over. It's got a very nice top. That would be a very nice sort of floor pattern, or a wall pattern even. But oh, one day I'll get the left and right buttons working. But I'm actually making these cross beams. I'm still not sure what I want to do with my roof. I'm not sure if I should have like a thatched sloped sides and then a flat top that I could do something on, but what I was thinking was all these upright posts I'm going to top with this wildwood. Cross beams basically. Now I'm going to hit the crouch key so I don't fall off the edge here and drop another one of these on here. Oh, I'm doing the wrong button again. And no, yes, there we go. So I think I'll stick them out the ends just by one extra block to make it obvious that that's what they are. And get rid of the rotate option here, and it didn't remember the rotation. That's odd. Remember the rotation, please. Try it again. Oh, go green. Press the right button. So if I turn off the rotation, it seems to forget what the rotation is I'm using. Okay, so I won't turn off the rotation. Ah, now there's a thing. Right, okay, so you have to leave the rotation in for it to remember. So here's the thing. What do I do with this cross beam here where they meet? I'm not quite sure. I think what I'll do is I'll just leave it for now. I can work on that later, but let's move out here. And another one in. I'm terrified of the fall, to be honest, because it could happen. I mean, I've got crouch on, so it shouldn't happen. That's the theory, at least. I wonder if I'm going to have enough wildwood. I think I've used 16, 18, something like that to get across here. Actually, I need to extend those. These beams aren't extending out in the way I want them to, so... And of course it doesn't remember the rotation. So here's the trick. How can I... Oh, can I rotate that? Oh, I was nearly there. No, yes. No, turn that way, this way, that way. No. There we go. So... Ooh. Now, with crouch, you can't fall off the edge normally, so I can't get over there now. I have to turn off crouch and then I can get over there. Ah, but rotation is still on. I nearly went off the end then without crouch. Ah, so it does remember it. Okay, so let's try... Okay, running seems to have switched crouch off. Let's try the same over here. That would be wrong. That would be the wrong place. That would be the right place. So crouch off, up, crouch on. Can you go off backwards? Oh, you can't go off backwards, so I can happily go over as far as I can. Okay. So I've put in the beams, or the start of the beams. I need to do the same on all of these. Then I need to start thinking about the roof. But I was thinking that before I do anything serious with the roof, I need to decide on what I'm doing with the door. There's not actually going to be a large door here. There's going to be an entrance way. And it's got to be tall. And I'm not sure if I need to build the arch up here, up above. Because if this is up here, then that's obviously going to interfere with whatever plans I come up with for the roof. These are the decisions we have to make. Now, let's see, how much wildwood have I actually got in my bag? See, I've got another 85 there, plus these 13. Now, that's more than enough. Okay, let's turn off the rotation, because I'm not going to make you sit through that. I had another idea, because you can see I've got a whole bunch of glass there on my what's the word? Toolbar. So let's get down here. And I had an idea. It's one of those startling nighttime ideas. Now, you may remember that I said what I might do is put some sort of floating structure over here. That got me to thinking about what I could do on the floor under it, and then that led to me having all this glass. I was thinking, well, I could put a glass floor in. But what could I put under a glass floor? That's the interesting question. So, what I thought was I could try and encourage... oh, wrong button again. What I could try and do is encourage some of the nastier beasties to appear under my glass floor. So what I need to do for that is to dig out an area of this that will end up being glass. Not quite sure how big it should be. Let's start with this. Okay, so imagine that's all glass. Oh, hang on, how many blocks have I got over here? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4... Ah, excellent. Uneven. Just the way I want it. Okay, so... the normal nighttime mobs basically just need a dark space. And they can appear in the dark. So what I'm going to do is mine out this floor here. And then I'm going to tunnel it to the left, right. Perhaps it'd be better to say north, south, east and west. Under the floor. And create some dark space where the nasty mobs can spawn. Now I think we'll only get the usual sort of mobs unless I dig down to a large cave. But that's not my intent. Start by undermining the sides here. And of course I can't dig the floor out all around because I need the mobs to come up. They need to be able to get up and under the glass, otherwise they'll never get seen. And I also need to have lights here at the top so that I can see down, but the lights mustn't interfere with the mobs actually appearing. So I think you can see where I'm heading with this. There'll be a glass top over here, and I'm going to dig out a big area down here for the nasty things to appear in. So I'll have a go at doing that, and I'll come back and speak to you in a little while. And welcome back after the short break. I've been doing a little bit of mining. I've created a bit of a stairway down here. Let's just go down for a little run, and you can see I'm basically digging down to darker layers, and then I started making space over here where bad guys could spawn, and I thought, I know, I better do the same underneath my base, because maybe they only spawn when you're nearby. I'm not quite sure. So this is under my base, so I thought, yeah, you know, they'll spawn there. And then I thought, well, the deeper down you go, more different mobs you get to see, more bad guys. So I dug down a little bit further, and I've come down and started finding fossils. So I'm not sure if this is called the fossil layer. So I did the same thing here. I just mined out a little space either side. Found a few resources on the way down as well, but I didn't mine them. I'm just trying to make a place for bad guys to spawn. and create an interesting feature for my house at the same time. So, oh, jump on that bit of grass. So, likewise, I've left this a mixture of grass and dirt just for the sake of interest, and I had to take it down a second layer because some of the monsters are like 2 blocks high. So all that I need to do now, of course, is... oh, wrong block. Is fill it in. And this glass is so good you can barely see it's there. Which is going to lead to some nasty accidents if I decide to build with glass at some point. So, I've seen in the build menu that there's like mob spawners. Some kind of device you can make, but again, I've never made one of those, so this might be like a low-tech mob spawner, I don't know. But I'm going to fill... I filled all the space here. I have. Excellent. So my intent is that every now and then bad guys will pop up here and move about under the glass and make things interesting. I'm actually wondering if I should make it another block wide here, because it's very small. I don't know, if you're over here, yeah, you see, you can't see down because of the angles, because the bricks are so thick. I don't know. Not sure if I should work any more on this. I've got enough glass, haven't I? I've got enough glass. Yeah, that proves it. Pressing the wrong button again. So let's dig out some of these. Let's make it a bit wider on this side so we've got a better angle of view. Is that the right word? I don't know what the words are. Field of view? I think that's a gaming term, isn't it? Field of view. Oh. Have I really just run out of glass and gone up one short? Bedrock wall. I'm looking for sand now. Oh boy. What have I done? Now I've got these temporary oh, I don't want spawners hacking me. No sand in there. Any sand in here? Limestone. None of that looks like sand. Oh man. And there's no sand there. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to go hit a beach up. I think I'll do that in the daylight. So let's jump on the bed for a bit and see if we can't get through to daylight. And then I'll check the map. Hey, it's morning. Ha! Burn, you evil piggies! Oh, I'm watching you burn. I'm delighting in your pain. Oh my goodness. Go away, Rocky! You're not as much fun to watch because you can hurt me. Where did you come from? Yee! Right, let's hit the map. Okay, so I've got sand to my northwest. I think that's sand anyway. So that's that way. Let's head over there and let's see. Oh dear. One day I'm going to learn how to do this flying lark. Hey, there's the sand. Much closer than I thought it was going to be honest. Boom. Okay, so let's... no, wrong button. Let's grab some sand. I don't need to get too much, because I'm not going far. So the further I go, I usually like to collect more of whatever I'm picking up. You know, at least a couple of stacks, because at journey time, you don't want to repeat it, do you, if you don't have to. So let's just lower this down so it's not all too high and looks quite ugly. Okay, oh, that's still pretty ugly. Let's leave the land looking as pretty as we found it. What's that? Really, seawater there. That's a bit weird. Water's over there, but it's also in just that spot. Actually, what on earth dug out all this sand? That's very weird. Okay, so And trying to use the arrow keys here. Oh, tip down. Something bad would happen. So often I fly around. Oh, there's those new wooden shapes I was showing you up on the roof. They kind of look like fencing or decoration. They're quite vivid. Very nice colours. I think you could make a nice fence out of that. But right now I need to do the old furnace and sand thing. So, sand, leaves, forge. Only need 4. I only need 1, but fortunately we can only do it in groups of 4. I don't think I showed you this. I actually put limestone ramps underneath the steps to give it a much smoother look. I'm not 100% convinced by it. I think the beveled ridges, which I like so much on the blocks, look a bit odd when they're used like this, but it still looks better than it did before those ramps were in there. Okay, oh, looks like the furnace might be done. Yes. Okay, so let's put on the old bag. Rid of the sand, take the glass. Okay, let's go finish off this. I can see it a bit better in daylight. And I went to press the wrong button again. Okay. It's interesting. So, will any monsters come up here at night time? Do you know, I'm not going to be able to stop monsters wandering in if I don't have a door of some sort. Ah, boy. I can put lights all around here and stop them spawning in here, but if I don't have an actual door... Maybe I'll just have to have a pair of, like, double doors here? How many wide is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, a double door won't look good. Maybe what I'll have to do is sort of recess in just a single little door and then build a dramatic frame for it. Very tall frame. Wow, look at him go. Where do they come from? These jumping monsters. Now, is there anyone down here? Is anyone spawning in there? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like anybody wants to spawn in there. Still got this roof to finish. Aye, aye, aye. You can see that stone pillar up there where I got up onto the roof last time. Right. Oh, not glass. Take the glass down. You know what? I've still got to get up there and do it, and I'm not going to drop glass here, so let's drop some bricks. That'll allow me to get up the top here. So, on these upright pillars is where I'm building these frames going across, but that leaves me these ones on the corner. I'm wondering what to do with those now. I've got a lot of these poles to finish off. Those long ones were easy enough, but these are going to be tricky, I think. Oh well. Oh, I went to do the wrong one again. You know, normally I find doing the rotation thing is easiest to just try and turn it one face in one direction, but sometimes you just don't have that option. Oh! Let's get over to the corner here, and I can see it better then. Yeah, that's it. Can't move because I was so far back. Ah, so I started this little video laying cross beams, and I think I'm going to end it in the same way. That's a bit weird. You know, it's at this time when you realise I didn't put the beam on the outside like I should have done. You know what? That doesn't look like it's going to line up with that wood at the door. It's not. I've made the back symmetrical and the front not symmetrical. I'm being burnt by my own audacity. Oh, is that lamp? Saw something pink down there. I thought, what's that, a pig or something? Because I like to build things uneven just to annoy people. I've just been burnt by that selfish attitude, haven't I? Because now my wood doesn't match. My wood doesn't match up. Oh, need to switch to the other stack. Oh, what happened to the rotation? When I switch stack. There. That was weird. That was very weird indeed. Yeah, look at what I've done. And it's not going to match, it's not even going to match up on the other side, I bet. So I bet the next one over won't be on the outside of that post over there. This is going to... Oh my goodness, where is this going to be? It's going to be right off centre of the door? Well, I'm not in the middle of the pole. I think it's one off. I think it is one off of being in the centre of the door. So there's a special trick. Just realised I wasn't crouching when I did that. I could have had a very nasty industrial accident. But this is quite a nice coloured wood. I like the fact that it looks... The bark is different to Cragswood, and the fact that it's got that nice sort of pink interior, and the fact that just picking up this wood allows you to craft that other block is a really nice feature, because you can make some very nice floors or walls with that block, and that's something I'm going to have to investigate. Oh boy, this is going to leave me in a quandary with what to do on the front. I don't know, I'll have to invite all my OCD friends over and see what would annoy them the most. And take that as what I do. Oh boy. Mind you, if I keep building in this way, I won't have very many OCD friends. Does that look like it's in the middle? I think it's one off. I think it's one off. Oh, I didn't put that pole out, did I? It's supposed to go out one extra at the end. Okay, so let's sort that out at least. Yeah, I came one out over the wood, but not one out beyond the wood. The uprights, I'm trying to say. There we go. Yeah, I did do it on that one. Fun and games. Still no bad guys in there. Don't know if they're going to appear. But we'll see. So I've got one more horizontal pole to put in. Then I need to start thinking about the door. And then what to do with this roof. I want to have a gap above these poles, but I'm not quite sure how much of a gap. It would be a flat roof, and then I could have another layer up here, something you can only reach with the glider perhaps. We'll see. Okay, see you next time folks. Bye.